So welcome everyone. I hope you're having a great Monday. I just wanted to pop on here today for a little bit. Oh, Heather says I had a client that rescheduled, so I thought I'd hop on to see what you're up to. Awesome. Hey, Heather. So Heather was and is my web designer. She does all my website work for me. So she manages it for me. She does all my updates. And she's done all the design work. She does a beautiful job. And I know she's doing some special right now with a new website program that she's doing. So you guys should check that out. I think she did a post on Self Promo Sunday yesterday about it. Because if you need a website, Heather's your girl. All right, so I just wanted to hop on here because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my story and about the inspiration behind this group coaching program that I put together, Invisible to Impactful. So when I first started my business, let's start actually with my first business, my psychotherapy practice. So I started that back September of 2014, and in the beginning, it was pretty scary because no one knew who I was. It was a local business. I did a little bit of advertising on something called Psychology Today. But other than that, there was no way for anyone to find me. So I had to create a website. I had to really try to build up a social media presence and also a presence within the community. So it took a little while, but it ended up being pretty simple because all I had to do was connect with others, learn about what others did, and then tell them about my business. So luckily, my first business grew rather quickly. I had clients coming in the door and flooding into my practice before the end of month 3, and that's when I gave my notice to my 9-to-5. So little did I know when I came into the online world how difficult it would be to get clients and get visible. I actually really didn't know what visibility was. I never had heard the term until I came online. So it was a whole new thing for me to start learning, to start understanding, and I just assumed because I was qualified, I had credentials, I had built my first business pretty easily, I thought it was going to happen with the online business. And I just thought, you know what? I could get clients locally where there's not a ton of people. So it's got to be even easier to have an online business because there's so many people that could find you all over the world and want to work with you. Well, I was completely wrong. It was so much harder. I had no idea how hard it was going to be, and actually, if I did, I probably would not have taken it on. But thank goodness I had no idea because it ended up being a blessing. So I went through, I started this business about a year ago. I wasn't seeing clients yet. I had scholarship clients. I didn't have a website yet. I didn't have a group. I still had up my therapy page, so I didn't have like a coaching page up yet or coaching social media. So I basically had nothing this time last year. And luckily, I was able to get scholarship clients to work with me because I was in a few different Facebook groups. So I was able to start connecting with people in there and get people to start knowing what it was that I did and who I was, what my training was. And luckily, I was able to get enough women. I worked with 5 women, scholarship-based, for 2 months. So during that time, that's when I really started to grow that know, like, and trust factor. So I did my work with them, and then I had my website built, and I thought, all right, once these scholarship clients are done, it's gonna be a piece of cake. Like, I'm gonna be able to get clients right away. And again, I had no idea how difficult it would be. So let's see, I launched the business, this mindset and confidence coaching business, October 12th, and crickets. I thought I was going to book all these clients. I thought I'd be able to leave or really, really cut back on my psychotherapy practice because I really wanted to have an online business and be able to work right from home. And again, I was completely wrong. I had no idea what really went into it. I thought just being there, having a website, having the social media, that was going to get me clients. But it didn't happen. So I was working with another coach at that time, and she was incredible, just really encouraging me to put myself out there, to start giving value, to start posting in groups. And I believed her. I believed that it was a way to get clients, but I was very fearful of it. I had a ton of resistance. I didn't want to have to show up every single day on Facebook or any social media. I just didn't want to have to share my story or get so personal, or I had no idea like what exactly I needed to share. So I started doing some research, and I started, little by little posting and realizing that, all right, I'm going to make this happen. Like, my coach challenged me to get visible, to start providing value to people. So I'm just going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it, like, say 28 days, because we know that 28 days is the amount of time needed to start a habit or to create a routine. So I'm going to try that, and I'm going to see what happens. Well, I had a lot of mindset blocks come up. It was very scary. I had to work through a lot of stuff myself. Let me just say, those first 28 days, I barely had any engagement. Again, I heard crickets. It was really hard to get people to even see what I didn't even think anyone was seeing what I was writing. Lindsay says, my internet is deciding to be super finicky. Oh, too bad. Good to see you, Lindsay. So I remembered, okay, going back to the days where I was a drug and alcohol counselor at a rehab, we had our clients stay there for 28 days, because again, 28 days is how long it takes to create a habit or to create a routine. But once that 28 days is over, it doesn't mean that you're good to go. It doesn't mean that all of the issues are gone. What that means is that's just the beginning. And after that, you have to have consistency. You have to go out, and we would call it a 90 and 90. And what that is the clients would go and they'd find a sponsor for accountability. So it's basically like finding a coach, someone who can keep you accountable. And Angela says, I didn't know that. Not surprising. You're very understanding. Thank you, Angela. So we'd send them out on their own, back into the real world, and they'd have to commit to a 90 and 90 if they wanted to make this happen. So that would mean showing up every single day for 90 days to an AA meeting or an NA meeting, Alcoholics Anonymous or Narcotics Anonymous, and again, having a sponsor. So what we would find is the people that would not commit and would say, after the 28 days, I'm good, I don't need any more time, I've got this, those were the ones who were coming back to rehab. Sadly, it wasn't working for them because they weren't being consistent. The ones who were consistent actually ended up coming back, but they came back to be speakers and to tell their stories. So it was so inspirational to be able to see them do that. So again, the ones who were consistent were the ones who made it and the ones who saw success. And that's the same thing with visibility. So I felt really defeated after 28 days. I wasn't getting much traction, maybe some engagement here or there. But I remembered back to my days, like I said, of how you need a long-term consistency to really make something happen. So I said, all right, I'm going to challenge myself again. This is going to be like a game. I'm just going to see what happens. I'm going to be super consistent for another 90 days, and I'm going to see where that takes me. I'm going to see if I can start booking clients. And little by little, I was booking clients. I was getting, growing my list, growing my following, getting a ton of engagement on the stuff that I was posting. And one big thing that I learned was really that when you show up, it's not just showing up and talking about anything. It's showing up and talking about your message, what you do, giving a lot of value to others, giving free advice, free suggestions to others, when you see someone else post and ask a question. So it's not just showing up and, posting something and running. It's showing up and giving a ton of value. So that's when I decided to create my monthly freebie workbooks, because I knew that if I could poll my ladies and figure out what it is they were going through and be able to find some type of tool and create a tool to help them, that would help grow my following as well. by giving and by helping. So I'm really big on, excuse me, I'm actually losing my voice a little bit this week. I don't know what happened, but I feel like I'm getting a little sick. But I've grown my business through giving. And I've also learned that through the coaches that I've worked with, that open hands are not only open to give, but also open to receive. So you have to really believe that and remember that and be in that mindset in your business. So again, little by little, I started to grow my client list. I started booking more clients, and I had to start cutting back on more and more therapy clients because I didn't have the space to be able to see everyone with the hours of the day that we have. And we only have 24 hours a day. And I guarantee that most of you out there feel like you need 48 hours a day to get things done. So yeah, by the end of that 90 days, so that was October to November, yeah, so that was like by the end of by the end of March, that's when I really started to fill up. And I was completely booked out in my coaching business by the end of April. Heather says, I love watching your success unfold. You are one of the biggest givers I've ever met, Kate. Oh, thank you, Heather. So again, Heather was really in this with me because she was the one that made my website happen, and I wasn't officially like showing anyone my business or telling anyone really about it until that website was done. So poor Heather had a ton of pressure on her, but she made it happen for me. And yeah, shortly after she created that website and finished it, I made some tweaks because I did a little bit of a pivot right in the beginning. When you did you do your challenges to do X number of discovery calls? Oh, yes. Okay. So Heather, let me get to that. That's a great question. So this was the other thing, was I was challenged by my coach to do 30 discovery call, or 30 free, some type of like free value call in 30 days. I was super resistant to that. I was like, hell no, I don't have time for that. You know, I love to give, but I don't know how I'm going to fit that in my schedule. Well, I ended up doing it, and I ended up seeing even more clients and giving more sessions than that. So Heather, from probably about October to mid-January, I did about 60 free calls. So again, like I wasn't scheduled with a ton of paid clients at that time. I had some paid clients here and there, but I didn't have a ton. So what I would do is I would fill my schedule with any clients. So clients that weren't paying clients, I would talk to. I would really get to know. I would see what I liked about working with them, maybe what I didn't like about working with them. And that really helped me narrow down my ideal client even more. So Heather, I'm glad that you brought that up because that's really important. So yeah, basically that's my story. And you know, by late April, I completely booked out all of my one-to-one programs. And that's when I started to create the group program, the mastermind program, because I don't have any space left for one-on-one clients. I do actually have 2 spaces opening up actually next week. So if any of you are interested, just let me know. You know where to find me. But yeah, I've been booked up for a little while now. So it's a great feeling. And I'm saying this to you and telling you this not to be boastful or to brag at all, but to let you know that it can happen for you too. And once you get yourself out there, once you get comfortable with being visible, because at first it's not comfortable at all. I felt so uncomfortable. I felt like a sleazy salesman. I thought that getting visible was like just going out there and selling yourself all the time, like talking about your paid programs, talking about your paid packages and this and that. But no, it's not about that at all. And again, I've grown my business all through giving. So I promote things in my group, but other groups, you know, I just really am sharing free value. And then, of course, in my group, Confident Ladies Club, you know I show up every day with free value. So that is how I've built my business. And that is pretty much my story. So I'm just wondering if you guys have any questions about the timeline or any of the stuff in between. I know I'm leaving a lot of stuff out. Let's see. Angela says, seriously, is it as hard for you, Kate, to ignore others? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Angela. So if you can just clarify that, that can help me answer that for you. Any other questions at all? I do want to tell you guys that when I was getting visible, even when I was building traction and I started to book some more clients, I still had days where I wanted to give up because it was exhausting. It was so tiring showing up every day. And when I say every day, I mean Monday through Friday. So weekends, I'll show up on social media here and there, but it's nothing really planned. I really try hard to keep the weekends for family and friends. So yeah, Angela says, some others are rude, not understanding when you try to start out. Some like you are very understanding, helpful, and kind though. Thank you, Angela. I'm happy to hear that. So yeah, it was, I have to ignore the negative ones. Did you have issues doing that? That's a good question, Angela, because yes, you will find negative people online. And this is also what scares people away from getting visible. It's really about building your confidence and being able to just sort of not care about what the other people say. So you may post something and yeah, you may not have the best response. Like maybe someone, maybe it really offends them, but that's okay because you don't want everyone to agree with what it is you have to say. Because if you are trying to talk to everyone, trying to please everyone, then you're not going to please anyone because it's not talking to anyone. So I just say what I want to say. Like I don't filter myself at all. And that's just worked best for me. Yeah, some people probably don't like what I have to say at times, but that's okay because there will be someone else out there who they like what they have to say. So you just have to really get confident about being yourself and being unapologetic about what you do and who you are and what your story is. And people are really gonna love you if you can do that. So you're gonna attract the right clients and tons of the right clients, and then you're gonna repel the ones who you wouldn't wanna work with because you guys wouldn't have anything in common. Heather says, sometimes when people are negative, you'll see others jumping to your defense for you. Once you build that know, like, and trust factor with your peeps. Yep, Heather, I do see that happen. I've seen that happen for many people, that a ton of people will jump in and defend that person and yeah, just really speak up for them. So that's the great thing with, getting visible. It's building your know, like, and trust factor, like you said, growing your tribe and getting people to really start to trust you and take you as someone who's credible. Because I actually use this example in the training and the group coaching program that I'm doing. Whenever I go out to eat, I usually, if I'm going to a new place, I'll look it up on Yelp or I'll look up some type of review. Make sure there's, some type of social media where I can find a menu. And I do this because I want to make sure that I get a good meal. I don't want to be disappointed. And I know eating out is not a huge investment. It's not a ton of money that you're going to be spending, but I still want to make sure I'm spending my money in the right place. So it's the same thing when you want to hire someone, you've got to make sure they've got testimonials. You see them online all the time because we know that there's a lot of yucky stuff that happens and there's a lot of yucky people who come on and scam others or, just come and then they leave and they don't do what they say they were going to do. So that's one thing with getting visible is that you're really growing that credibility so people start to really trust you. And people will start to say good things about you. I've seen others, in this group who have been posted about by other people saying like how incredible they are. Like, hey, I just got off a call with, let's say, Angela, and, she gave me some really good advice in her coaching call. So that's the kind of stuff you want to see. People really start to trust you. So any questions at all about my story or any about the program? I know I feel like I've talked so much about this program. So I'm not going to bore you to death with it again, but I'm going to just like tell you a lot of the key points and then answer some questions about the program if you guys have any. So I'm going to just wait a minute and see. So again, the program is Invisible to Impactful, and it starts on Monday. So 1 week from today we start. And it's a group coaching program all about mindset, confidence, and visibility, getting you out there, growing your connections, growing your know, like, and trust factor, showing up as a leader, and doing the miracle work that you were meant to do. So it's going to be 6 weeks long. Every Monday, you'll get a training video and a worksheet. And the training videos are not going to be super long, so don't worry. Week 1, I think the training video was like 16 minutes long, and then there's maybe a bonus training video coming as well. So it's not going to be a ton to watch, a ton to take in. There's a topic each week. So week 1 is all visibility one-on-one. Like, why do you need to get visible? What's the importance of it? And then actually how you get visible. So I created a free or a bonus workbook for the ladies that joined, and it's all about how I create my content, because people ask, how do you create so much content and still have time to see clients, run your therapy practice part-time, do this and that. My husband and I also have a joint business. So yeah, it's all about making it really simple. People tend to overcomplicate it, and that's a block that people have, is that creating content is a lot of work and it's draining, people think, and that's what holds people back from getting visible. Like, there's no way that I can do that. Like, I don't have enough knowledge inside to be able to come up with all this new content every week. Well, guess what? You actually do. You have plenty of knowledge to come up with content every week. So it's all about making it simple. So I have a really simple formula that, you plan 13 different, you just come up with 13 different topics, and then we take it from there. So I show you in this workbook, and I'm doing a training video on it, how to create all of your content for the week in under 1 hour once you get yourself set up. It takes a little bit of time to get you set up, but once you're set up, it's only about an hour a week. That's all I spend on all of the content that I create, including my newsletter, including my blog, and all of the group posts, and posting in other groups as well. So I will teach you how to do that very strategically, very easy, and I'm going to give you the strategy that I've used to get visible in groups as well, and get visible online, and actually, get visible in person, because this program is not just for people who have online businesses. This can be helpful for people who have local businesses, because again, like, I booked my first business, Solid, by month 3, which was a local business, and it was all about connections. And connections is week 5. We're going to be talking, week 4 is connections. Connections are so important. It's a great way to really get yourself out there faster, and start showing up even more as a leader. So like I said, week 1 is all visibility one-on-one. Week 2 is mindset. Week 3 is confidence. 4 is connections. 5 is abundance mindset and leading with value. You guys know how important this is for me. I'm really big, again, on giving as much value as possible. I don't think that you can give too much away. I really believe that. However, I do believe you can give too much time away, which you need to be careful with. But if you're still building your business and you don't have a full caseload of clients yet, I say just fill all that time with getting on calls with people and really serving people and seeing who that ideal client is, because for me, that's really what helped a lot as well. Let's see. And then the last week is all about consistency. This is the hardest part, I think, because many people can do the work. Many people can, take the time to create the content, get in the right mindset, grow that confidence, start making connections. But it's sad because, You know, we see people in groups or online who come out full force and they have this beautiful business to show. They have all of these great gifts and talents to share with us. And then out of nowhere, they're gone. And we don't know what happened. Or they're gone maybe for 6 months and they come back. And people really burn out. So it's all about learning how to stay consistent and not, you know, be burning yourself out so that you can't have a sustainable business, because it's really easy for that to happen. And that happened in my first business. I'll be honest with you guys. I am a little bit of a workaholic, and you guys know I have perfectionistic type tendencies. So I love to work, and I could work all the time because it makes me happy. It excites me. I love to think and create. But my first business, I worked way too much. I completely burned myself out. And you know, it's sad because I missed out on a lot of things in life, with friends, with family. And I really vowed that, you know, with this business, when I started my second business, I would try really, really hard not to make that happen, not to let it creep in. So I'm going to teach you how to be consistent, but also how to take time for yourself, because you don't want to be a one-hit wonder out there. You want to be consistent. You want to have a sustainable business that lasts a long time. I mean, that's just what I want. I don't know about you, but I hope that's what you want as well. So those are all of the topics. Those are the modules that we're going to have each week. Again, every Monday you are going to get a training video, a worksheet. There's a private Facebook group that's all set up, and every day there's a prompt. There's sort of like the Confident Ladies Club. There's going to be a prompt with questions for you guys to think about, engage with each other. You all are going to have an accountability buddy. So this was so much fun for me to pair people together. I have everyone's accountability buddies already picked, and they're like, I think they're like the perfect matches. It was really fun playing matchmaker, but I'm excited for you guys to meet each other, because it's so important to have someone there. And again, because this is not a one-on-one program, this is a group coaching program, I think it's really important that you have that accountability. Thanks, Heather. Heather said it sounds like a great program. So I want you to be matched with someone who maybe you guys have some things in common, some similarities in your businesses, or I feel like your businesses could really complement one another's. Because again, this whole thing is about really learning to, collaborate. And that's what I hope for you guys as well. Like in my group mastermind that I'm running right now, we have 10 girls in there, and they have just bonded. It's like one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen, but it's like this close sisterhood of women, and they're all helping each other out in their business. They're collaborating on each other's, in each other's group programs or one-on-one programs. They are developing actually a summit or some type of big giveaway. They're working on something big like that to all work on together. So that's what I hope for. I hope that you guys can, really bond with your accountability buddy and the other people in the group to be able to help push each other forward even faster. So what else am I missing? Wednesdays are group coaching calls. We're going to do that via Zoom. Those will be recorded and downloaded. Everything will be in a Dropbox for you guys. So that's what I did with the Mindset Mastermind program. Everything's in a Dropbox. So as soon as our group coaching calls are over, they will be recorded and put right in there for you. All the worksheets in there, videos, all that stuff, as well as in the Facebook group. There's going to be challenges, or calling them truth or dares, to do in the Facebook group. So those will be a lot of fun. The Facebook group is really a place for you guys to practice. So, for many of you, it might be scary to get, to go outside and start to introduce yourself to people and talk about your business, or to show up in a Facebook group or Instagram or Periscope, or maybe get on video. Like, it's scary. Video used to scare the crap out of me. It's so funny how I can do it now, because honestly, like, I would come on and I'd freeze like a deer in headlights. I used to be so scared to get on video, and I never thought I'd get over that fear. And I think I shared this in a group today. I think it was Jen Scalia's group. I shared that someone recently asked, like, how do you just keep going? And I just said, you know, I just do whatever scares me. So if it scares me, I just do it, because if I know that it's something that's good for me, because I know that once I do it over and over and over again, it's not going to be scary anymore. So like if you see like a scary movie for the first time, you're going to jump, but then maybe you watch it again and maybe you jump a little bit, but maybe you watch it 6 times and you know that scene is coming. You sort of know what to expect. You no longer jump. So it's the same thing with owning a business and doing things like this that take you out of your comfort zone. It's going to be scary at first. If you can just push through it and just do, it will get easier. Okay, back to, I'm going to challenge you guys in the group to really get visible. And this is actually a place for you guys to practice promoting yourself. So I know this sounds funny because most groups, group coaching programs or programs, you don't promote yourself. But this is a place for you to show the women in the group all of the value that you have to give. So this will be promoting yourself, practicing in a really nice giving way. So if you are the type of person that doesn't like to give, and you're afraid that you're going to give too much away, then this might not be the program for you. Or maybe it is the program. Maybe we just need to work through that mindset block together. Because again, I really believe that promoting yourself, it doesn't have to be like, hey, buy this from me. It can be like, hey, here's some free value. Take this. Let's see where you go with it. And then, you know, if you like it, then come back. I love to give, but video act. Heather, you're so good on video too. And you are a big giver. Heather's a huge giver. Oh my goodness. But Heather, you're really good on video. You got on video way before I started, and seeing you on video and some other ladies on video inspired me to get on. So if I can do video, you can definitely do video. Any of you can do video. It's funny because I'm a really big extrovert, but when it comes to the online world, I'm actually sort of the opposite. Like, it's easier for me to get along, or not get along, to like introduce myself to people and interact with people when it's one-on-one and face-to-face. But online was actually harder for me. So if I could get visible online, any of you could get visible online. Heather says, I haven't done a Facebook Live yet. I'm putting it out there that I'll do one in this group this week. Heather, I'm keeping you accountable. I'm going to replay this for you if I don't see a video by the end of the week. We're waiting for one. Maybe you just do like an introduction or talk about the beta thing that you're running right now. But let's see what else is included in this program. I'm gonna give you some visibility trackers. You're gonna do your customized visibility plan, so it's really easy for you. Again, you're gonna get my newest workbook, How to Effortlessly Create a Content Library in Less than 1 hour a week. Accountability buddy. Yeah, I think that's about it. So do you guys have any questions for me? I got one question so far from someone who couldn't make it onto the Facebook Live, but she was asking how many people are in the group, and that's a great question. So this program is made to be a bigger program. So up to 20 women could join. Right now we're at 11. And actually we have a 12th that's gonna be welcomed in soon. One of my friends, Sarah Cohn, she does brand voice work, and she's doing a giveaway right now for her 31st birthday. She's giving 31 gifts away. So I gave her a seat to the program to give away to someone in her group. So we're not sure who that 12th woman is yet, but we'll be seeing soon. I'm excited to meet her. So we have quite a few spaces left. So this program can work with, you know, it wouldn't really work if it was under 10, because, I mean, I guess it would work, but it's better the more people that we have, because it puts you in front of more people. It gives you more people to collaborate with, to sort of join with and grow your tribe. And it can be a little scarier when there's more people, when you have to put yourself out there. So it's really a good challenge for you to have more people in the group. So again, right now we have 12 people because that other girl's coming in soon. And we have space for more people, about up to 20 people. So, you know, we may have a couple more ladies join, and that's awesome. We may have more join, and that's awesome too. So I'm open to this program being wherever it's supposed to be. I don't make things like push things to happen. Wherever God wants this program to go, and however many women he wants in this group, that's what's going to happen. So that will be the perfect number. No idea what it is now, but it will be under 20. We won't have more than 20 in this group. So I guess that's about it. Any other questions? I know I promised you all a fast action bonus if you stayed on here. And if you decided that you want to do this program, if you want to do the basic or you want to do the VIP comes with 2 extra 45-minute one-on-one coaching sessions. So the basic program doesn't come with any one-on-one at all, but the VIP program comes with 2 45-minute one-to-one coaching sessions. So I really believe that, you know, the more one-on-one support you have, the more you can implement, the more accountability you have. So I highly suggest doing the one-on-one as well. So what I'm going to do is, because I love one-on-one so much, whoever decides to purchase either the basic or the VIP within let's say 1 hour, okay? Or let's say an hour. I'm going to be really good. My social work side is coming out, social worker side. I'm going to say by 6 p.m. Eastern, if you decide that you're going to purchase this program, send me a message telling me that either you purchased it or you are going to purchase it by 6 o'clock Eastern, and I will give you a bonus 30-minute session. Okay, so again, you guys only have an hour and 23 minutes to decide. And I have extended this as well because I know I was going to close the cart on last Friday, but I decided to keep it open. So you guys have an hour and 23 minutes to decide. And if you decide, you will get a fast action bonus. You'll get a 30-minute bonus session with me because I believe in one-on-one so much. I think it's so beneficial. So I want you all to have a chance to do a session with me. So that is about it. And again, the cart will be open till Friday, but you won't be able to get any of those bonuses if you wait until Friday. So let's see. Angela says, I used to give a lot. People started taking advantage of it, but I know that's in me. I give smaller things. I want to see a video, Heather. Yeah. So that's something that you definitely have to find a balance in, and you definitely have to be able to set a boundary and set limits because people will try to take advantage. So that's a good point, Angela. All right, my dears. Any other questions at all? I am really losing my voice. I don't know what's going on. But I was a little raspy yesterday too. So I don't know what it is, but I hope you all have a great day. Let me know if you have any other questions. Hopefully I did not miss anything. Even if you decide that maybe it's not the right time for you to do the program, please make sure at least you download my Let's Get Visible freebie workbook. It has a ton of value in there. It has some tips, but I think the program would be a really great thing to invest in. And invest in yourself and invest in your business and invest in your future clients who need you. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we will